All right. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks for coming. It's Monday night, and hopefully you already watched the football game, so you're gonna be distracted by that, or you don't care like me. So this is our gonna be, or should be actually, our monthly meeting of club trainers. So we'll try, like Naomi was saying, to get back on kind of the regular cadence of our meetings, which were typically the second Monday of every month. So this session today, we're gonna just sort of do a kind of refresher on what the club trainers are, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about what's upcoming and what you can do to kind of help your club. There's some kind of important functions or events that are coming up on the calendar, like club elections that everybody should be participating in, and so we want to make sure that you can help the people that are in your club, to prepare for those and to actually do those. So I'm the club trainer for my club. I'm from Rotary Club of South Hilo, and so our club is about I think we just hit like 28 members. And so my role as the club trainer is kind of varied, but primarily what I do is help the president. That's primarily what I do. I'm like, as Alan put it after one meeting, I'm the president's co-pilot. And she's a younger gal that's been in Rotary about 3 years now. So she has a lot of questions. And so I'm kind of her, hey, Peter, how's it? So I'm kind of her wingman. And that's my function, basically, is to assist her and the board, to help the board sort of make sure they're on the right track. And to just sort of kind of like, I'm like club grandpa, right? I'm like the person that is the go-to person in the club. So if everybody wants to know, like, where are the folding chairs we bought 10 years ago? They're gonna ask me, and then I have to try, oh, I think they're over at Harold Ohata's house, and we have to go run them down. So that's basically it. So Alan, go ahead.
I have a question.
Sure.
I always have this problem as a club trainer versus the president-elect. My feeling is a president-elect should always be like the chief of staff, work with all the different committees and get really involved. That way, when they become president, they can tell the committee chairs what to do. And, as club trainer, I can do that too, but, is that really my job? I think I should be more in the background. What do you think, Benson?
Yeah, I think that's 100% correct. I see Naomi smiling, so she wants to say something about it. So go ahead.
Well, sometimes your president-elect doesn't know what they don't know.
Right.
And so if you go the other way, like Rich Proctor said, the best person to be club trainer is the immediate past president, because they know what the scoop is and what they need to do. Right, Rich?
Right.
Okay, I don't have a job. I don't have a job.
Well, yeah. You're just kind of like the 411, right? You're the information. They're gonna call you and say, okay, who's in charge of this, or what should we do in this particular situation? But it's kind of a varied position, but it's a super essential position. And if those clubs, and there's only really half the clubs have a club trainer. And if the club trainer knows what they're doing, and the club then acknowledges and respects the job of what the club trainer is supposed to do, they can be a super effective person within the club. So I'm gonna run through just kind of a refresher in case you guys forgot what a club trainer is supposed to do, and then we'll come back and kind of discuss it, because part of what we want to do is talk a little bit about what experience you guys are having in your clubs, and what we can do to improve it, or what we can learn from each other. So basically, let's talk about the importance of a club trainer. So as you guys know, because most of you are experienced business people, that every organization is a reflection of its training and its leadership. So if you have good training and good leadership, that's going to be reflected in how your clubs operate. But in order for us to grow in Rotary, you have to have continuity and consistency to grow, right? So, I mean, the good thing about changing over presidents every year is that you get a new president every year. The bad thing about changing presidents every year is that you get a new president every year. So unless you sort of build some continuity into that, you can be going in a completely different direction every year. And the club trainer is the person that helps create that consistency. So over the next few years, you know, our club trainers, as we try to build the importance of this particular role, and Naomi and I have been at it for about 3 years now. Our goal is that every club of our 53 clubs will have a club trainer. That club trainer will know what to do, and the club trainer will have an important role in what the club does every day, every week, every month. Okay. All right. So part of developing leadership, and you know, we started in on this 3 years ago, was just to try to get some basic information out to every Rotarian in our district, because what we found is that the more a person knows about Rotary, the more they tend to be engaged. So we started calling that like our Rotary IQ, right? So we started putting on trainings of very basic level. Then we took up what we call our 100 level, which is you know, board chairs, committee chairs, club presidents, club trainers, and then we also have, as some of you have already gone through, our district leadership academy, or DLA, and now we're even talking about maybe doing another level of training that will get people ready to do the district governor job. And so part of what has to happen if you want to have a dynamic, this kind of dynamic activity, is you have to put out a lot of training, a lot of opportunity. And so part of what we see our role as being, as the district trainers, is to create opportunity for people to increase their knowledge about Rotary. And as a club trainer, that's actually one of your really important functions. You know, a lot of clubs, as part of their regular meeting, they have like a Rotary minute. And so somebody has Rotary basics pamphlet, and you go through and you just basically say, you know, simple stuff like Rotary started in 1905 by Paul Harris, and or talk about, you know, how many Rotarians there are, but just giving people information, basic information about Rotary. Every club wants to establish an identity for itself, and every club is really different. But you want to be known for a club that is a club that can help develop leadership, service, and also fellowship relationships within our club. You know, when you take a look at the opportunities, especially for young people, right? Opportunities for people to go out and get leadership training, unless your business offers that, or you get into something like, you know, Toastmasters or some other type of organization, or you pay for leadership training, there's no really better place out in the community to get leadership training than inside Rotary. So let's talk quickly about what's the purpose of a club trainer. Okay, first, they assist in leadership development and transition, and that transition piece is really important. So we're already going to start in once we hit April 1st, those next 3 months, April, May, June, everybody in Rotary is starting to transition. Okay, your president-elect has already come through PETS training. They're ramping up, getting ready to take over July 1. And hopefully your sitting president now is there, and they're trying to finish up strong, finish up all the goals and priorities that have set for the year. So as the club trainer, you sit in a really, really influential position where you can not only help the people that are coming in, to get themselves ready and be ready to transition, but you can also help the sitting group, the group that's in there now, to finish strong. So that's the key piece for continuity that a club trainer can do. Like I was saying, club trainers regularly provide Rotary information to club members. And so whether it's you or it's somebody else that in your club, the more information that you can provide to people about Rotary, because sometimes, we will have these welcome to Rotary little workshops, and they're designed for new people that have just joined Rotary. And we invite everybody in the district. We say, hey, if you guys are interested, or you haven't heard it for a long time, or you've been in Rotary for 50 years, and obviously the information has changed. People come and they're just amazed at, like, wow, man, Rotary's really changed. I didn't realize there were 1.4 million Rotarians and 40,000 clubs in 220 countries. So information's always changing. So it's part of your function is to help people get that information in your club. So we talk about club identity, right? And so, like I said, depending on the community, depending on the makeup of the people that are in your club, you have an identity. Like in Hilo, we've got 3 major clubs in there, 5 in the area, but each club is kind of defined by the group of people they have in there. They're kind of defined by the types of projects they do. They're certainly defined in our community by the fundraisers they do. Like Hilo Bay Club does Oktoberfest. They just finished it last Friday. So if you're the Oktoberfest Club, everybody knows that you're from Hilo Bay, right? If you're the Brewfest Club, you're from Hilo. If you're the Hilo Huli Club, you're from South Hilo. So every club has an identity, and the club trainer can help manage that identity. So the club trainer also helps with policy and rules advisor to the board and the president, because not everybody knows what their club bylaws are. Certainly, if they're on the board, we encourage everybody to get to know what the bylaws are. A lot of times, the club president, isn't aware about certain policies, right? It's just like Peter Evans is on the call right now, and he's our youth protection officer. And we have people that have been in Rotary a long time, and when they go through Peter's class on what we're doing now to help protect our youth, they're astonished, because a lot of new information they would not have learned if they weren't pointed in that direction. So always really new stuff to learn in Rotary. Okay, and so, like I said, club trainer position, it's really vital to every club. And like I said, not every club has one. So what we're going to do is start talking to the sitting president of every club, and say, if you want to really help your club when your year is over, become the club trainer. And so if every club that doesn't have a club trainer, if their sitting president becomes the club trainer, then we'll have all 53 clubs have a club trainer next year. Okay, so here's 4 things, if you're the club trainer, you can do right now. Okay, it's to help the board establish and manage a strategic plan. And we just had board training a couple weekends ago, and we talked about the importance of the board in terms of being accountable for the strategic plan. So a lot of boards know they're supposed to do that, but they don't really know how to do that. The president knows they're supposed to do that, but they don't really know how to do that. But if you're the club trainer, and you can connect them in every year in March, Naomi and I do the club. Why did I just space on that? Something clubs.
Vibrant club.
Vibrant clubs, yeah. I know it started with a V, but was thinking viral, but it's vibrant. Okay, vibrant clubs. So every March we do vibrant clubs, and part of what we do in vibrant clubs is to develop strategic plans. So that's an important function. Help the president-elect and the board chair understand their roles. And like Alan was saying, I would do all of this stuff for the president-elect, but basically, if you tell the president-elect what to do to manage all the committees and stuff, that would be a great thing, and they will learn that function, and it will help them when they become president. Develop your club's leadership line. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about in a second, where a lot of clubs are really challenged because they can't find people who want to step up to assume leadership role in their clubs. So that's something that we're always trying to work on, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But helping your club develop a leadership line is a really important thing. And then just basically to help manage the club members. And you know what that means, and Naomi and I were having this conversation, is that every club kind of has a unique personality based on the people that are in their club. And so, sometimes, we get people in Rotary that they're challenging. And so, one person, as you guys know, if you've been in a club like that, one or two people can really make the club go sideways if they're not managed properly. And sometimes if you have a president that maybe doesn't have that much experience, or is not a longtime club member, they're intimidated, or they don't want to engage with somebody that's been there for 30 or 40 years that's kind of controlling the club. So it's kind of a challenge. So if you're the club trainer and you've got some experience, maybe you can help to be the arbitrator or somebody that can open the discussion. So anyway, that's my piece. I want to turn it over to Naomi, or open up the discussion to anything that we talked about. Would you like to either ask a question, have some input, or make a comment? All right. That's
Well,
all I like.
I have a comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Our club is really small. Like, we have 7 active members, and the rest of our members are off island. They're not even here. So
Yeah.
between the 7 of us, I have no club trainer. I have no president-elect. So basically, it's me.
Mm.
So I'm, basically standing up there by myself and competing with a president that had 2 years prior to mine. So everyone's going to her all the time.
Mm.
And it's hard to redirect their focus this direction.
Yes.
So, I'm just kind of the figure that stands up there.
Okay. You want to comment on that, Naomi?
Sure, but I wanted to see if someone else had a comment about that.
Anybody else have a similar situation in their club? Or have seen a similar situation in another club? Okay.
All I can say is that every club has, and every organization, I've heard it over and over again, that like a third do all the work, a third cheer and say, yeah, and give money. And the other thirds, they sometimes go back and forth. So no matter how big or small you are, you're always going to have challenges like that, because even on a large club like ours, you have people who have health problems, or their parents have health problems. They've got children, they've got work responsibilities, like many, many club members, myself included. So just go forward and do the best, and know that it will all turn out, because you're doing the best that you can, and it's fine. And don't beat yourself up.
No, I just take one day at a time, because that's all
Yep.
I can do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alan, go ahead.
I didn't get it, but do you have a club trainer?
No,
Oh, okay, that's the problem. Because just like Benson said earlier, if you have a club trainer, that person can actually intervene or actually explain, hey, this is the president's job, or this is, that's her responsibility, and explain to her the guidelines and give you the power as the president to do your job. Everybody's got to understand their responsibilities. I think most people don't understand their responsibilities when they actually run their Rotary Club. So that's where the club trainer would come in. Yeah. Or maybe you got to get a hold of your assistant ADG.
It's just
Does that make sense, Naomi?
Yeah,
Assistant governors can help and Randy can help, and there are other people who can help as well. But
Yeah.
this is a problem that could be good or bad, because some presidents would love to have someone be the go-to person and answer all the questions, and you do the really hard stuff. But thinking about you guys as a club trainer are sitting in the back, the rudder. You're the rudder. Is that the rudder that makes the canoe go straight and balances the canoe? Because you're going to balance, you're going to see what the club needs and see how can you help the club with what the club needs. So we can tell you this is what the club trainer does, but maybe you don't have that problem. Maybe you have another problem. So it's looking at what do you need to do to help the club move along, move forward. So, Sandy, in your case, if you think about, okay, you might be okay with no problem, but if you think that you need more people, what can you do for getting new members into your club? What can you do to get some non-active people to help you with some things? But if you stick with us, you'll be the smartest person in your club, because Benson really does the training, and we want someone in the club to be that person that is the go-to person who knows how things go and who can help with some of the things in the club. So the club trainer is a really important position, and the club trainer can balance the club, can make it go forward, it can raise the IQ, you can see what the club needs and move forward. So I'd like to do a couple of reminders, because this is what we do at the club trainer meetings is, okay, this is what needs to be done. Can you help your club if they need help?
right.
So
Hey, Naomi, before, I think Rich had a comment or a question, Rich.
Well,
Right, so-
I just wanted to say what I heard was there's a past president that's really either getting in the way or taking all of the focus away. And what I would suggest is to label that person as the club trainer, and that they could be your co-pilot, and give them an official position that may be beneficial to all of you. That was my comment.
the hard thing is that she already wears 3 hats
Oh,
because there's only 5 of us.
Mm.
So, it's hard because she keeps telling them, I can't take on that role. I can't take on that role. But they all keep going to her anyway.
Mhm.
So she's trying to redirect everything, but she's been our fundraiser chair. She's our treasurer. Right now she's the acting secretary because our secretary is on leave. So, all of us are taking on an abundance amount of roles
Yeah,
because there's only 5 of us.
yeah, no, we got that. Peter, go ahead with your comment, and then I'll come back around and talk a little bit about it.
I'll just make this quick, but I really sympathize with you folks, and it is tough because as club trainers, a lot of the club members and leaders look to us as being the subject matter experts when it comes to all things club, but we're not. And so a good example is understanding where you can go for help when you need it. I've reached out to both Benson and Naomi numerous times, and one that really stood out was when my club reached out to me, and I'm with the Eco Rotary Club. They reached out to me and asked me, can you do a training on Club Runner? And my aptitude for Club Runner is as much as my experience using it myself. So both Benson and Naomi directed me to links and some things that I could use, and I brought that back to my club, and it really looked like I was intelligent speaking about it, and it was a success. And so my only thing is I'm not gonna know the entire program. But if I can go ahead and reach out to folks like you and everybody in this team that has many years of experience, I can go back and take that to my club. And so that's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Okay, and then one more thing before I give it back to Naomi, is that both Naomi and I and other people in the district, we are willing to moderate. So if you feel like maybe that's not a discussion you can have with everybody, we are willing to come in and sit down with your group. And sometimes that's just what it takes, right? You gotta get all hands on deck and say, okay, guys, here's our situation, you know? If you guys want to go forward with this, you know, you want the boat to go straight. In my estimation, here's what it's gonna take, but you know, let's put our ideas on the table and see, you know, who can carry what piece of this, or let's decide how we're going to get other people in, and maybe that's what we need, is to get other people in that'll help carry the load. So like our club, we were kind of coming out of the pandemic sort of in a little funk, but then we got about 4 new members. It changed the whole complexion of the club because they were dynamic people and were willing to take on some of the loads. So you know, I mean, that's not the complete answer to everything, but we are willing to help if you need to have that help. So
Okay, thank you.
okay, Neil, sorry, go ahead.
Nope. So, you know, this is the train the trainer kind of thing, where we're helping you be the knowledgeable person or the go-to person. And as Peter says, you find out where your resources are and you be the conduit to make things happen in your club. So let me share my screen. I got a couple of reminders, things that the presidents are working on right now. So right now, and I hope you guys know that these are the things that they're working on, but you know, the cadence is we start with your president-elects, and they have pre-work that they do before pets, and it already started in September. So if you can help the president-elect with their pre-work, then they know that they got somebody else to count on if they have any questions. So ask them, you know, what did you study? Did you have any questions? And help them relate that to the club. So the first thing right now is the president-elect training. And PRETS is in February, the first week in February. So they need to get all of this under their belt so that when they get to PETS, they can tackle other things. Okay, October is World Polio Day, and thanks Kathy for hooking up a great speaker again. But World Polio Day says that we want to get the awareness out. But all of October, we kind of look at what we can do to raise donations to Polio Plus. So think about what your club is doing. Do they need help? And if they haven't started the discussion, maybe you can help the foundation chair get that going and see how you can get the donations up, and think about a fundraiser. Mililani Sunrise has this really cool bracelet that they're doing as a fundraiser. So that was pretty neat. And there are a lot of really great ideas coming up for World Polio Day in October. Then you have Foundation Month. How can you get donations to the Rotary Foundation? Because you know that money that people give to the annual share comes back to you. So when you get your grant money, you can say, hey, this is the money that we gave to Rotary 3 years ago, and now we get to use it for our projects. So by giving them that information, by giving them that Rotary Minute, you're helping them understand what Rotary is all about. Okay, so if your foundation chair, your fundraising chair needs help, please help them and like guide them along. Okay, right now we've asked the presidents to look at elections, because every December, by December 31st, you have an annual meeting, and that's where you're going to elect the officers starting July 1st. So that means you're electing the PE starting July 1st, who's going to take office the following July. Okay, so if you think, okay, I can help on the nominating committee, look for who we can get into these positions so we can elect them in December. And then as a club trainer, you would help them develop as leaders so that by July 1st, they're ready to go. But here, if you don't have a PE, and there are some clubs that don't have a PE, think about what you can do to build up that bench. How can you develop leaders in your club so you can have a PE the following year? So you might need to step back and think, okay, who can we develop? If we don't have enough people in our club to develop, who can we bring in and start to develop them so that we have a bench and we have the continuity, the succession plan for our club to move forward and do the work that you want to do. Okay, so get ready for elections in December. Okay, then we're asking all of the clubs to choose a global grant that they can give their allocation to, or do a grant themselves, and that is done due on November 1st. That form is due November 1st. Then we've got the awards, and I can show you where these forms are, and so you can take a look at them. The awards, the presidents did get the criteria and the instructions early at the beginning of the year, and these are due April 10th. But usually it's around January that you really get into it and find out, okay, what do we need to do? Because the things that are listed on the checklist are things that are suggested to be a vibrant club. And so if you do those things, you know that your club is doing the right things. Okay, leadership development, Ben's talked about that. Club assemblies, there should be 3 club assemblies. And a club assembly is where everybody comes together and talk about issues, what we can do to move forward. What can we do if people aren't coming to the meetings, bringing up certain things, looking at the strategic plan. Where do we need to go to keep up with our strategic plan and do those action steps? Okay, and then we have certifications. Okay, so grant qualifications, this is for next year, right? So the president-elect and another person, 2 people, needed to attend this training that we had last month. If you didn't have 2 people, we have a second chance on October 17th. So you want to try, see, did you have those 2 people attend or not? And if not, then please attend the October 17th for knowing how to do the grants. And this is for next year's grants, okay? Then Peter is following up for the youth protection certification. So this was due a while ago. And again, someone needed to go to the training and you submit that certification form. And so if you can find out if you still need to do those things to get certified, that would be very helpful. Okay, so for succession planning, you really want to think about what is the vision for our club? Where do we want to go? Are we all on the same page? Are we working together? What skills do we need to get to the next generation? And this is what we covered at the board training, because the board is the governing body for your club. So you want to build up that board. You want to build up the committee so that you have that depth and breadth of leadership to take you to the next level, and you can all come together. So, you know, the training, the education is really important. And here's where you can mentor people in your club that need that help. So those are the things that we're working on. It's a lot, and we can send you this list or you can see the recording. But did you have any questions on any of the things that were listed? No, we're all good?
I have one question. Has this information been sent to the presidents?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So the presidents have presidents get a monthly Kuleana list at the beginning of the month, and we list down all of the things that are due that month. But we talk about it at the president's meeting, so they have all of these things. And so for the youth protection thing, we covered that earlier in the year, and we need to follow up now with the certifications or the training that the clubs didn't do. Right,
I'm
Peter?
sorry, I didn't clarify. I guess what I was talking about, as much as what's happening, are all of these things that I wrote down about what club trainers are supposed to be doing. Do the presidents know that, what we're supposed to be doing?
We have talked about it at the president's meeting at earlier, before they became presidents, on what the different positions are. And sometimes it's overwhelming to get all of that information at once. And so we're going to be talking about it again to remind the presidents, the club presidents, what the club trainer and how the club trainer can really help with with what they do and what the board does to move the club forward.
Naomi,
Yes, Sarah.
can I ask if club trainers are to assist presidents, PEs, and the board, why can't we be on the emails that go out to the presidents as a reminder so that, you know, we're on top of it? Or, you know, like for the awards by April 10th, I just want to make sure that, you know, we remind our committee, our board people that are on these committees, that they're gonna submit their awards or complete that award list. But anyway, I just thought maybe if we could, trainers also be on the email when it gets sent out to the presidents,
Okay.
even if it's a blind copy.
Yeah, no, we can add you in. It's one click and it can go to everybody. So yeah, that's a great idea, Sharon. Thank you.
As
and
ma-
yeah, part of why that's really important is that typically the information that comes down from the district, you know, when the presidents have their monthly meetings, it comes from the DG and it goes to the president, and then we just assume it filters down to the club, but it doesn't always. And so part of what we saw as really valuable, you know, as far as the role of the club trainer, was that it would be another avenue for information to come down to the club. So I know in our meetings, our club president, you know, makes the announcements or whatever. And then she just says, and then Benson, is there anything else? And then I'll typically have other things that probably should go out to the club members that, you know, she didn't mention. So I would recommend that, I mean, we can put you on the cycle of getting all that information, that you work your way into the meeting. Like you could be a part of every meeting, just, I don't know, announcements, Rotary Minute, whatever it is, so that there's other sources of information coming out in the meeting than just the president or the committee people. So
No, our club president always asks if there are any announcements.
Yeah.
And so normally it's just really what I know about, whether it be fundraising activities or whatever, but I'm
yeah.
not privy to all the other stuff. I know Polio Plus month, I know Foundation month, I know, you know, but there might be other things that maybe if it's not mentioned by the president, the trainer could also bring it up at the meeting, you know? So anyway, that's my suggestion.
Okay, great. And we can share with each other too on some of the best practices that that you have. So like foundation minutes, we can share with each other, membership minutes. Okay, so I wanted to show you on the district website where things are. So on the district website, if you go to foundation and grants, you can find the qualification forms, in there because the qualification, the new ones are due by January 31st by the president and I'm sorry, the president-elect and the president nominee. So that's in your district grant link. So you have the allocations here. You have the okay, so sorry, when you go to global grants, you can find the pledge form, and the pledge form is due November 1st. And this is where you're looking for what global grant you're gonna give your money towards. And so here's the allocation again. Then you can see what the grant, the available grants, the projects that are there, and then you have the commitment form. Okay, so remember that the commitment form is signed by the president and the president-elect, because if the project doesn't complete, if you're not putting in your money by June 31st, your club needs to set aside that money for next year. So when the project needs that money, you still have the money. Okay, so when you go to awards, go back to the home page, and you have this thing called Club Awards and Citations. And so when you go to that link, you have the presidential initiative brochure where Jennifer Jones is talking about some of the initiatives this year. We have the checklists and the instructions. So the instructions tells you what when things are due, what we're going to be judging, the extra bonus points, and the due dates. Okay, we did have 2 due dates this month, and that was for the service above self and the avenues of service, and those are Rotary International Awards. So that was due this month, that we had asked your presidents to nominate someone. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Oh, and then the youth protection certification is under the youth service form tab. So you can find the certification form and the recording there.
And Naomi, you mentioned helping the PEs do their pre-work. I don't know what the pre-work is. Is there a list of that?
Okay, so
Yep. Yes.
are you going to share?
No, you can share. I was just answering her question. Yes, there is one.
Okay.
But
so-
yeah, we have it.
Okay, so when you go to the website, when you go to the president officer resource tab, okay, there's this info for president-elects. So when you click on that, you'll find what learning center courses are due when. And so they should have already completed September, and now they're into the October training. Okay, so that's all courses in the learning center. Okay. Other questions?
That was a good question because I had no idea what that was all about. So thank you.
Yeah, so the president-elects, they get this whole list of things that they have to learn before pre-PEPs. And so it's going from September to December, okay? And then the district governor-elect will work with the PEs to go over some of the materials. And so that's why it's really important to get a PE so that they can keep up with all of this learning, because you want them to have that Rotary IQ before they go to PETs. So they have this pre-work. Then in January, we're going to have pre-PETs, and pre-PETs, we talk about what's happening in the district that they need to prepare for. And then PETs in February is where they get more of leadership and club management and DEI and a lot of things. And then Benson will have training every month until July, and it might be how to run a meeting or how to do things in your club. So it's a whole lot of training. It's not where a president can start on July 1st. They got to be ready to go July 1st.
Naomi, would you say that if a current president is going to be a second-year president, do they have to do all of this sort of refresher?
I would say they should refresh and just to make sure, because some things may have changed. Okay, and they should go to pets, even though they went to pets before. There are new things that we cover at pets, and there's going to be a Hana Ho president session, a session for repeat presidents. Because the first year maybe they didn't get everything, and there are things that they still want to do. They still have things that they want to learn. So it's we're always learning things.
So I was a 2-year president, right? And so the first year I went through all the classes or whatever, right? And then the second year, when I went through it again, it was like I learned all of it all over. Like it was sort of new to me, because the second year I actually got what they were trying to teach me. The first year I just sort of okie dokied it, right? It's like, oh yeah, I got that. But I didn't really truly get it till the second year. So I felt like it was fortunate. I was fortunate to go through it again. And then the other thing is that although Naomi and I go to pets every year for the training, every pets is completely different than the one before it. So even if you go twice, 3, 4, 5 times in a row, every single one is different. So yeah, it makes it, you should go twice if you can.
Plus, I think you get to meet the new presidents that aren't going twice, and it's a whole new dynamic, and you're working with a different district governor. So it's all different.
Yeah, great point. That's a great point.
The one thing I think I've learned differently this time around versus my last time around is this set of presidents are so into working together, where the last time nobody wanted to work together. They all wanted to do their own thing. And this time they all want to work together. And that's totally different than what we had before.
Yeah, and that's the point too, is that group to group, the dynamic of the group changes, right? And it's it's positive to us, because we sort of see the evolution of where our district is going. And the other thing that it's really cool is, if you guys have a chance, is to go to any type of Rotary event where there's other Rotarians and there's other districts there, because honestly, the Hawaii group just stands out, right? And it's not like we're trying to stand out, but you walk in all with the same shirt, that's like a giveaway. But the fact is that we seem to just work together well. We're a cohesive group, and people just kind of notice that about us. They're like, "Oh yeah, you're with the Hawaii group. You're the guys that are always like laughing and joking, or eating during the meetings or whatever." Because we have that sort of a cultural bond, that kind of bonds us, because we're from over here. So it is kind of a cool thing. So I'm always really proud of our district every time we go somewhere and there's other districts there, because we stand out in a good way.
Eating? You guys eat?
Well, I am. I'm like,
As long as you're not eating cuttlefish, right?
Well, yeah, it's just like, like all the local guys, they all like busting out, we're in the sessions, right? Everybody's busting out their snacks. They got all kind of stuff in their purses, and they're busting them out, putting them on the table. And we're like, oh yeah, how's the Hawaiians over here? Everybody got their like maki sushi on the side. So whatever.
We're always eating.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like our cultural thing, right? So do we explain to people, hey, we don't eat till we're full, we eat till we're tired. So we're not tired yet.
Okay, I gotta ask Adrian. Adrian, do you have a question?
Yeah.
You're looking like
Like what? You guys.
Am I supposed to go to pets again? I mean, I didn't realize that I was expected to do that.
come
Is
again.
that to go to pets again?
Are you gonna be president again?
No, Nathan Graves is our president,
Okay.
but you guys, And
Do you
we
want-
have, we're having a nominating committee meeting on Saturday. So Eva, who's in the corner there,
Hi,
is going to
Eva.
be nominated for our president.
All right.
All right, Eva.
Congratulations.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Thank you,
she's
thank
got
you.
an amazing job as club trainer.
Thank you.
I mean, all she sends out emails like all the time. Remember this, remember that, remember this, remember that. But she's a workaholic and a busy beaver, and she's just utterly amazing. She's going to be a wonderful president.
and community service too.
Yeah.
Hey, but Adrian, did you want to go to Pets Again?
She's like, no.
Okay, so there's this thing called Zone Institute. And so Benson was talking about going to meetings with other districts. Zone Institute is where you have pets on steroids. So it's in November, what was it? The 8th to 10th?
10 through 12.
10 to 12 in
Yeah.
Salt Lake City. So there are going to be 30 districts there, and you're going to hear really great speakers. So if you want to go, it's Trails to Peace. Is it Trails to Peace? You can sign up
Mhm.
for that. Hey, Rich, you want to go, Rich?
I don't know. Can you send out an email about that? Not like I don't get enough emails, but can you send out an email about that? I don't know. I wasn't aware of that. So
You know, we'll be doing a Rotary project in Bali during that time.
Oh, wow.
We're
Great.
leaving it. Yeah, we're leaving at the end of this month for a week project and then a week having fun.
Oh,
Rich, what is that white thing on your head?
Well, it was surgery today.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I thought that was a reflection. Okay, so
Yeah, okay.
the Trails
I
to
want
Peace.
to go.
I put the link in the box, but the Rotary president-elect is going to be there as well. So you're going to find all of the VIPs at that institute. This is where
Okay.
the president, the district governor nominee and district governor-elect get trained. Okay, so we got 5 minutes left. What kind of issues do you have in your club? So what can you help with? Or what can we help you help the club with?
Well, we have Benson coming next month, so I'm gonna hit him up hard.
Oh, that's a problem? So-
He's
Yeah, I
gonna
gotta.
be wishing he never came.
Okay, so if you guys,
Well, yeah, let's do it.
if you have good speakers, pass it around so that your other clubs who meet at the same time can join you.
I think he met with the other clubs already, didn't you? In September?
A bunch of other ones. Well, I did, I've talked to a lot of them. I think the one in September is when I was in the, I actually got to speak in the Food Land. You know, I mean, I've spoken a lot of different places, but that was the first time I was in a Food Land.
Yeah, I think he did the West Side clubs then, but.
Yeah, they
our
were
club-
meeting, I guess there's a little restaurant in the Kamakani Foodland Farmer Market or whatever. They have a
Were
little
there-
restaurant in there.
Were there other people in the restaurant?
Yeah, but they thought it was interesting, so they were, you know.
So you
No,
passed
no,
out
there
your-
wasn't. It was just our group, but there were people in the store walking around the store, so
And you
I got
passed
to
out the
hear-
brochures?
I got to hear all the specials while I was talking, so.
But you know, when you have a good speaker, ask everybody to bring other people, bring in Hawaiians, bring in, you know, people to hear Benson. You know, put his name out. Maybe he has a following and draw people there.
Oh, yeah, we're posting on Instagram, we're posting it on our website. We've got it out to all the club presidents on the West End, so.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna know he's coming.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah, it's fun.
What
Yeah,
about you,
I gotta
Jonathan?
make-
Jonathan?
Yeah.
What can we
Yes,
help you
sir.
with, Jonathan?
Yeah, we just.
I don't know. Tomorrow is our first board meeting. So I'm going to start again, talk about culture and have each current board member recommit. And fortunately, we have a PE candidate. And so tomorrow night, the board will now, well, he's nominated, so we'll bring him in and vote on him, I guess. I don't know what the procedure is, but we have somebody, and both of us are going together to the February pets thing. So I'm kind of ignoring all the other stuff. We're just concentrating on membership and culture and getting and doing projects and integrating more of the members, exciting them about the projects. So we have some stuff planned.
Good.
And if it works, hooray, we'll turn the tide and steer the ship in a different direction, you know. And if it doesn't work, we take another direction. I mean, you know, it's just a lot of experiments.
And you know, if you follow the four-way test and the fifth avenue, the fifth one that says, will it be fun? You make things fun and you follow the other four-way test, you know, and think about Jennifer Jones's comfort and care, then you can't go wrong. You know, at least your club would be cohesive and it'll be a really good place to be.
Yeah, we got to take care of our members first. Yep, that's it. We'll see. I'm 1 week in right now. Well, 2 weeks in right now.
Who is that? Kathy. Okay, Kate Benson.
All right, any other thoughts, ideas, comments? We're at the top of the hour now, so once again, we appreciate you guys taking an hour of your evening.
I think Virginia wants to say something.
To talk about Rotary. Who wants to say something?
I just have a quick question, another question.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, no problem. We love questions.
I've noticed on the rosters for Rotary within my club, you know, the president-elect is on there, but I've been in clubs where there was a president-elect nominee. Are we supposed to have one of those too?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, well, usually in the elections that we're doing now, that we're working on the nominee would be the next person that's in line, right?
Well, yeah, I'm talking about for next year, the December list should have a PE and a PN also. Okay,
Correct.
I don't think my club's been doing that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, well, there are a lot of clubs that don't do that, but we have to kind of keep trying to work people into the system. But yeah, usually the lineup is three, right? It's the president-elect, and then the president nominee. But you can go deeper. I know our club, when I was president, we went 5 deep. So we lined up 5 people, and so now we're on the 4th year of the 5-year group. So.
But you should at least have a PE. So do you have a PE for your club?
We finally do.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Who is
Yay.
that?
Yay. Cool.
I'm not positive who it is, but I'm gonna send an email tonight and.
Okay.
Okay. So in December, you're going to elect a president-elect. So that would be your PN that you put in December.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
Well, PM. Okay, well, email us or call us, text us, whatever, if you have a question. But like I said, appreciate your guys' time tonight. So we'll see you next time. Appreciate it. Take care, Rich. I hope
Good night. Have a good night.
well.
Night.
Yeah. All right, let's stop the recording. Stop.